These things right here are what I believe are two of the most essential items you can own if you have a road bike. There are two things that you want to have for your riding at all times. One, this is a tire inflator. It is better than a normal shop pump, and it is better than a CO2 because of the fact that you have multiple use charges out of this thing, and it's very easy to store, and we'll talk about it in just a second. This, on the other hand, I guarantee you probably 80% of you do not have one of these, and it's 2025. You need a torque wrench to work on these bikes because everything is all carbon fiber. They have specific Newton meters to go ahead and tighten things down to, for your stem bolts, to your crank bolts, to your water bar bolts, to your seat clamp bolts, and everything is so thin and precise that if you do not tighten it down to the right thing, you can end up with a cracked seat post, which will cost you a lot of money, a cracked handlebar or a steer, or even endanger your life. So in today's video, I'll showcase both these two items, which Fanttik has sent them out to me to go ahead and make this dedicated video. I worked with Fanttik in the past. I think they make great quality products. It's not just bike stuff. I even have stuff for my house, like a electric vacuum. I have a chainsaw for kind of touching up some stuff around the house with some trees. And then also I have a bigger tire pump, which I showcase on this channel, that I use for my RV and cars as well, to use for tires. So very, very cool stuff. We'll focus on the Fanttik X10 Ace Mini because this is the newest iteration of this. I did a video on the X9 previously, but this one blows out a lot of the competition out of the water because of, one, the size, and two, the price. This thing, I think, on Amazon right now is $43. I will have a discount code down below in the description to make it even cheaper. But the closest competitors on these tiny little pumps are about like $80 to $120. So this is $43 on Amazon, which is crazy. And then this torque wrench right here is a little bit more money, but it has a lot of accessories. It's $90. And I do have a discount code for this as well that you guys can go ahead and use. I'll put those discount codes in the link and the first comment as well. Let's go ahead and get this thing unpackaged. Show you guys how it works. Your boy looking fit. Your boy looking skinny. Looking like a tall drink of water. Okay, anyways, so I work in a bike shop. I sell pumps like that all day long. I also sell CO2s that are expensive and they're only a one-time use. A pack of 6 CO2s over there is $21. Yes, they work, but honestly, you don't need a CO2 all the time, and this can replace it for this reason right here. This X10 Ace Mini is very small, simple to use, works with press to valve and straighter valve, and basically has a beautiful LCD screen that you can kind of set it to whatever pressure. I ride at 71 PSI. I've already used this. But I ride at 71 PSI. It goes to a range from 3 PSI all the way up to 150. So let's say you have a hookless wheel and you want to make sure you're dead on accurate. You don't want to go over 72 PSI. This has a plus or minus 1 PSI gauge on there. That's very accurate, so that way you won't go over that. So even if you want to pump up your tires or you want to top them off, you can go ahead and just, let's say you're at 60, you press the button. It's going to go ahead and get there pretty quickly. It can fill up a tire anywhere from 0 to 100 PSI in 80 seconds, so just a minute. So if your tire is completely flat, you want to go ahead and put this on your actual tube itself, pump it up, go ahead and get your cycling shoes on. By the time you're done with that, you'll be all set. When it has a full charge, you will get 4 to 5 complete uses out of it from 0 to 100 PSI 4 to 5 times. If you're just topping off your tires from 80 PSI to 100 PSI, let's just say, you'll get about 8 to 10 times. So obviously, keep that in mind. But a lot of people just keep this in the back of their jersey pocket, or like me, I use, oh, actually, let me get this for my bike. It's on my other bike. I got so many bikes. This right here is what I use for my storage. This could easily fit in a saddle bag underneath your seat. It can definitely fit inside there with a spare tube or tire lever, but I don't like the look of saddlebags. I'm all about aesthetics, so I keep this right here. And I have inside of here 2 CO2s, a spare TPU tube, a tire lever, a ratchet kit, Dyna plugs for my friends who use tubeless, just in case the fact they run into any issues because I'm a mechanic, and some extra drill bits in there. But if you notice how much space these 2 CO2s take up, and we're gonna go ahead and make this a little bit more efficient. All right, so let's see here. Bam. We have here Absolute amazing tool right here. Press to cycle. It's a ratchet. Has all these drill bits. Also a 2-in-1 tire lever on here as well. And a valve core remover. One of the best tools that you can actually ever have. Our Dynaplug. And then our CO2s. We do not need this anymore. So we'll put this inside here like this. And now that can fit inside there. We can shove our Dynaplug inside here, and our tire lever tool can go right there. And now I literally have, instead of 2 CO2s, I have about 4 to 5 charges, or 4 to 5 flat tires. So God forbid we're riding in a group ride and there's 5 of us and we all run over the same patch of glass. We can change out 5 flats and we're good to go. Whereas I've been in a situation before where I ran through these 2 CO2s and then I was pretty much stuck if I got another flat. So a big difference there. Not only does it work with Presta valves, they also give you inside of here your charge cord, but also a Schrader valve adapter and a Schrader valve hose. So this works really, really good. This is, I believe, a Presta valve adapter that goes on the end of the pump. Because if you guys did not know, and you guys were not aware of this, these pumps tend to get a little bit hot because there's a little compressor inside there that's actually pumping up the air. So, see right here, it says hot. So this right here can actually be an adapter to put on here so it doesn't get hot. And you guys might be asking yourself, Grant, why would I need that? Well, on my TPU tube right here, it's plastic at the end of here. I have actually had this happen to me before. When you're pumping this thing up and putting pressure on here, this tube starts to bulge right here, and then you can't even pull it through the rim anymore to change out the flat. So I had to do that with my buddy. I had to actually cut this end off and then rip it through. But this is a little adapter so that way it doesn't heat up the end of your valve, which is always good. Or if you have a Schrader valve, you can go ahead and attach this hose, and this will work with your cars. And this is, even if you want to just keep this in your car, like I said, it's a great thing to keep in your car for your bike or your pump or whatever it is, but this thing works really, really good. So I'm gonna give you guys an example right now of how this thing works. Scenario is, I'm getting ready to do a bike ride. I'm all juiced up. The only thing I don't have on is my helmet, my shoes. I go outside and realize my flat tire. I'm running late. Scene. One thing before we start the scene, volume warning, I am going to be starting the compressor, and 2, it has like a anti-vibration on here because obviously it's generating a lot of compressor and a lot of air. Sometimes it can cause like your hand going numb, like the competitors out there. This one does not have that issue, so let's go ahead and go into it. All right, ready? Let's go. Oh, I can't wait to go out with my favorite bunch ride with all my mates and go ahead and go for KOMs and King of the Mountain. Oh, let's go ahead and ride my bike. Oh, hell, mate. Babe, I told you to pump up the damn bike before I went out. I'm going to have to give you a rustle tussle. You ain't learning your lesson. Oh, I don't have time for all that. You're lucky. All right. I need to go ahead and get my shoes on and my helmet on. Good thing I have my Fanttik X10 Axe Mini here. Hopefully it's not just a flat tire and it's just an air thing. I got to pump it up to 71 PSI. Put this little bug on here like that. Probably rotate it down a little bit. All right, let's go. Real-time gauge, 30 PSI. I'm gonna get my helmet on. Rolled in, rolled in. All right, we're at 71 PSI. Oh. Sorry, it fell off the end on there. But there we go. So I got out there. Obviously, if I had it straight on, it'd be good. That is very hot. Be careful on that. But we're all set. 71 PSI. Oh, luckily my wife doesn't have to deal with me anymore. Now I'm ready for the bunch ride. Sing. All right, so that's gonna do it for the Fanttik X10 Ace Mini. Like I said, I'll put a link down below to Amazon. Right now, I think it's $43, and I will have a discount code to make that even cheaper. This blows out the competition price. Like I said, Cyclops or whoever out there, Silka, they're all like $120. This thing is way cheaper, and it's made by a massive brand company with warranty and everything like that, buying from Amazon. So you guys know if you guys have any issues with it, you can return it, no questions asked. Now, moving on to the next thing. This is a crucial item you should have inside your garage on you at all times. They make it in a kit where you can go ahead and use it for on your bike if you have enough storage for it, but I wouldn't recommend that. You can get other ones for that. But this is the Fanttik WB10 Nav A, 10 Newton meters up to, which will be more than enough for all your little pinch bolts, saddle clamp bolts, and everything. Comes in this really cool little storage bag. Like I said, torque meters are always gonna be expensive. I think they're around like 90 bucks. And this is gonna come with every single thing you need inside of here as well. This is dedicated for bikes. You even get some tire patches here, tire levers inside the box. Let's go and check it out. Tire levers, some patches, pretty cool. Never use those, but whatever. And even a little strap. These straps are always good for bike racks if your tires move around. But inside here, you get all the bits you need from your T25, T20, T15, T10 to what looks to be maybe an 8 mil, but probably a 6 mil, 5 mil, 4 mil, 3 mil, 2.5, 2, Phillips head, flathead. And then you have extenders on here as well to go ahead and get into those hard to reach places. But in today's day and age, if you have a bike with all this carbon fiber on it, you need this. If you're traveling, if you're working on stuff, if you're adjusting your fit, if you're adjusting the height of the stack, if you're adjusting anything on the bicycle, make sure you torque it down. There's too much left up to human error with that, and these things just make everyone's life super easy. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an example right now of how this thing works and sounds. So here's how your torque meter reads. It can tighten down right and left side. You have here your torque meters from 2 all the way to 10 Newton meters on here with half choices in between. The way these things work, right now we have a 2. We're gonna tighten up the steer bolts on here first. On the side of the stem, it usually says 5, 6 Newton meters. For this polymer, it's gonna be 5.5 Newton meters. So let's go ahead and pull this thing out to, we're gonna go to 5 here. And right now this is going to be dead on 5. See how the line lines up there? But we wanna go to 5.5. So we're gonna go all the way to 5.5. So now we're 5.5. We have our attachment that's going to go on the end of the torque wrench. And then our 4mm Allen key head. And we're going to be tightening this thing up. So we're going to go righty-tighty, I believe. The way this thing works. All right, pre-loosen them. So had it completely wrong. Again, dyslexia. I hit my torque. That's it. You only have to do it the one time. A lot of people go back and forth with it. The more you do that, you can cause it to go ahead and go past the torque setting on there. Go here as well. Perfect. And you want to use it more towards the end. If you do it up here, it can kind of throw off the reading. Now for the seat post clamp, I also loosened this thing up. The seat post clamp on here is 6.2 newton meters. So again, we're going to go ahead and adjust it from 5.5. We're going to go to 6. And we can make this really easily right to 6.2. The preset ones don't have this ability to do so. So now we're right at 6.2 on there. And also I have an attachment here to make this a little bit easier. So like right now, this is kind of in the way because this is bulbous of the seat post right here. So we're going to remove this one. Longer. Now, we're good to go. Simple as that, guys. A lot of people don't know about torque wrenches. A lot of people don't know if they need them or not. But like this high-end carbon fiber seat post is $400. This is Durimo out of Spain. It needs to be the proper torque setting on here because of the fact of if it's over tightened, this carbon fiber is so thin that it could cause, if I hit a pothole or I hit a bump, it can cause that thing to break on there. So you need to go ahead and get everything tightened down properly. The problem is if you over tighten something, it can cause like the ring of death on your bike. And what that can cause is, like I said, it can be like an impact zone. So as soon as you apply pressure to that thing with a lot of force, it will break it. If you loosen it and you don't tighten to the right spec, it will be loose and you could fall and crash and hurt yourself. So you can have serious bodily injuries. So it comes inside this little travel case right here. I don't think it's meant to be carried with you. I mean, obviously if you have a mountain bike or a city bike or something like that, like a touring bike, you can throw it in a backpack or something like that. It's not bad to travel with. Doesn't fit inside your water bottle holder, but this is more of a tool that you would keep inside your car, your truck, or just at home for those workshop days because of the fact that a torque wrench is much necessary. Now 2 to 10 newton meters will get you a lot of stuff. It'll get you all your steer bolts, it'll get you your out front mount, it'll get you your stem bolts, it'll get you your seat post clamp, it'll get your derailleur hanger, your water bottle bolts, everything like that. Anything above that, you're going to need like your crank bolt, that's like 40 newton meters. Your saddle clamp is usually around 12 newton meters, depending on which ones, maybe 9. If it's 9, it can work with that. And everything else like that. So obviously check your through axles. Check your torque readings for all this type of stuff. But like I said, Fanttik's been around for a long time. They make great quality stuff. I have no problem working with them. They don't just make bike stuff, they make everything out there. They sell on Amazon. It's really easy to order. This is $90. I will have a discount code to get even cheaper down there. Check them out. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.